So I am at a crossroads right now, and I thought it would be important to share with you guys because you guys are going to have some crossroads in your life too. So I'm going to take you back in time a little bit. When I was in university, especially near the end, around third or fourth year, I really wanted to be a real estate investor. A lot of you guys have probably heard my story about how, I wanted to become a real estate investor, but I was expecting to have a $40,000 a year job or $30,000 a year job straight out of university. And so I wouldn't have been able to become a real estate investor for like a decade after I saved up a ton of money. And so I listened to a Grant Cardone podcast one day. He said, make more money and then you can get whatever you want. You can invest in whatever you want. So that's what I did. I became a real estate agent. And so that was last year. I completed whatever the minimum courses were. I think it was 3. I completed 3 courses. I got approved, all that stuff, license, and I ended up completing, I think I completed 5 actually, but I think the minimum requirement at the time was you had to do 3 courses. So I became an agent, was working in real estate for a long time. I was doing this YouTube stuff and side stuff, and I started doing, online courses. I started doing affiliate marketing, all that kind of stuff, and a lot of online sales and whatever, Amazon affiliates, anything like that, right? And I was expecting those to just be like side businesses to maybe make me $10,000 a year, $20,000 a year, whatever. But then, over the course of, I don't know how long I've been doing YouTube on this channel, like 9 months or something. So the first 3 months I did real estate, I wasn't really doing YouTube. I don't think. I forget what the overlap was. But then everything started growing, all my online stuff, and kept growing and growing and growing. And it got to the point in like November where that started to overtake anything I was doing in real estate, all the sales and all the work I was putting in. But I continued to work in real estate and go to my Toronto office every single day. And then the online stuff just kept growing and growing and growing. And then something kind of strange happened. So I reached a point where I was making a lot more money doing online stuff than I was doing real estate stuff. And so here's what happened in the past few weeks. And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, this all started. I was approached 3 separate times within a 3-week span, which is typical in real estate, of people that flat out wanted me to, one, wanted me to sell their house. One wanted me to help them buy a house, and one wanted me to help them sell their business. And if they had approached me 6 months ago, I would have been like, hell yes, I'm so down. Each one of those would have picked up $4,000 maybe, or maybe I guess $8,000. It would depend, $4,000 to $10,000 maybe for me directly for each one of those. But something strange happened, and I said I had to think about it. Because I've been doing so well in this online stuff, which I love absolutely. Like people don't realize that being a real estate agent, it's lots of fun, it's great, but it is a lot more time consuming than people think. Especially when you're working with a buyer. A lot of the times you can show someone 5 to 10 houses or apartments or condos or whatever, and they still don't want to buy anything, so you don't get a commission, and yet you just put in, that could happen over three days of work of showing them place. Well, I guess 3 half days of work, so it'd be like, 10, 16 hours. But if you have to drive for half an hour, 2 hours, you got to show the place, and then you have to, deal with all the lawyers and all the legal stuff and sign all the contracts, and you have to meet with them, and there's a lot of obligations. And if you guys know me whatsoever, that I've talked, I want to live my life with as little amount of obligations as possible, and I think that everyone kind of does. You just kind of want to do whatever you want, whenever you want, how you want. And then I was kind of thinking back to the reason why I started getting into real estate wasn't to be an agent, it was to be an investor. And now that all this online stuff I'm probably on its own now. Like the growth has been absolutely amazing in the past even month or so. On its own, I'm probably gonna do well into the 6 figures. And I enjoy this so much more than all the real estate stuff. Because people also, and here's another thing too, like a lot of the times when you work with people in real estate, whether it's an agent, buyers, sellers, or whatever, it's really stressful. Like you do get into arguments a lot of the times. And the amount of times where like the person selling their home always overvalues it. And it could be worth in the agent's mind, my mind, of like $500,000, but they want $600,000 because there's intrinsic value, right? And so that's another thing too. The the seller of the home actually gets to pick the final price of whatever they want to sell it for. And so you could put in all this marketing, thousands of dollars, whatever it may be, and the place may not sell. And another thing too is like, here, I don't know if I can pick up this camera or not, but the studio's still under construction right now. But this is an office space that, that was originally supposed to be solely for, actually the office is over there. This is more of a mutual, I don't know, thing that I turned into a studio. It was supposed to be for a real estate office. This was not supposed to be a studio. It was supposed to be a shared office for everyone, and I had my own office in there to meet with clients. But then things change. And I was just thinking about it. I don't really know if I want to pursue being like an agent or broker. Here's some other things too that I want to mention, because I don't really know if I'm going to pursue being an agent. I'm 100% going to pursue investing, by the way. That's the next thing I want to do by next year. At the end of this year, I want to buy a place. That's the very first thing, like all on my own, all me. I just want to buy it straight out. Maybe a little bit of a mortgage, we'll see. But here's a few other things too, is that in order for me to get my broker's license, I still need to take like 5 more courses. I don't know what the exact number is. I think you have to take 10 to 12. So I would need to take 7 more courses. Each one of those costs $500 to $1,000 in Ontario. And you need to keep taking these courses every year and a half, one or two courses every year and a half to 3 years for as long as you're an agent or broker. And you do 99% of the stuff you'll never use in real estate. I've already done a bunch of them, but you have to actually study for them. There's 1 or 2 giant textbooks that come with them. It's like you're still in school forever, and you gotta keep paying tuition. Plus there's board fees, and there's a lot of fees that go along with real estate. Like there's, I think it's $1,000 to $2,000 a year to stay in the Toronto Real Estate Board. And then there's the upfront fees, which were like, I think mine were $1,400. There was 2 different ones. They were like $1,400. Plus, do you know this? You have to pay to use a trade name. So my name's John Chapple, but everyone calls me Jack, which is why this channel is Jack Chapple. It's like $300 if I wanted to legally use my name in real estate as Jack Chapple, which was bullshit. That's completely separate, but what this video is about is I'm at a crossroads, and I know which avenue I'm going to take. I do not think I'm going to continue being an agent for very long. I do think that I will get into investing very soon, which I'm going to take you guys with me, which is going to be great. And I remember a few months ago, I was saying how I was going to do all these great things with YouTube. So I was going to take you into the life of like doing an agent deal and like taking you through signing all the contracts and stuff, and going through mortgage people if I have to, dealing with the lawyers, dealing with people, how to get clients, all that kind of stuff. And life took a different path than I thought, and I'm very, very happy with it. There's a few things that I have really liked about it, was that I did prove that you could sell real estate online, which was fucking badass. I remember working at the brokerage, and they were very, very old school. Like you could only sell real estate by doing direct mail or newspaper ads or magazine ads or word of mouth, whatever it may be. But it was all this old school stuff. And so I remember this was like 7 months ago, or I think it was 7 months ago. I think it was September. And so there was 2 office spaces that we were supposed to lease out. I was working more commercial stuff. And so there's 2 office spaces that we're supposed to lease out. And the main broker and the other agent, they were in on this too. We were all just trying to sell the place at once. They were doing all the old school stuff. And I remember I was like, look, you guys haven't gotten anyone in. It's been a few days. It was about a week at the time. That's a long time in commercial leasing. So I was like, look, let me in. Let me get a crack at this. And I did online ads. I spent $18 and got 9 people for a showing, and 3 people made offers within a few days. It was absolutely amazing. And then I did online stuff until I discontinued, I don't know, about a month ago, when all this kind of, it was just really cool. Like I was able to prove that like there's a new school way to do real estate. Like you do it through Facebook ads. You can do it through even Craigslist and Kijiji, and you can do it on eBay. Like it's really crazy. And you can even do it through YouTube and stuff. It's absolutely, that was cool. I was able to prove people wrong, because did you know that the average age of a real estate agent in Ontario is like 52? I was by far the youngest real estate agent in probably the entire, maybe not province, but I could have been. So that was really cool. I was able to prove some people wrong for a long time, and I think I'm just going to, you know what, I was planning on making this video about what should I do? And I think this video is going to be more about, I know what I'm going to do now. This is kind of cool. I was venting, and I was not 100% sure about what I was going to do, but I think I'm going to discontinue that. And I'm going to be able to vlog every day. And I'll be able to vlog and take you into my life now, because I'm going to have a lot more time to actually film these videos. People don't know that I film like 5 to 6 videos at like 1 a.m. and that's the only time slot that I have to do these. But now it's I can film whenever I want, and I don't have any more obligations, and I can focus a lot more on the online stuff and getting healthy. That's the other thing too, is that I haven't really been healthy. You guys know I've been through surgery, and I've been recovering from that, and I still am not feeling too well. So this is exciting. It's a new chapter. I remember there's always these key crossroads in everyone's life, and I had one, I don't know, about last year when I decided to become an agent. Sorry, I guess people are coming into the office now. Yeah, it's like, there's always those key points, like when you meet your girlfriend or boyfriend for the first time, like you remember that moment, like, oh, what if I had tied my shoe and I didn't meet them? Or what if I was 5 seconds late? I didn't meet them. Picking your program, like what if for whatever reason you decided to go to I don't know, out of state schools versus in-state, or for me it was, I decided to go to Laurier over I was supposed to be in astrophysics. I got accepted to astrophysics at the University of Toronto. I decided to go to Laurier for health sciences. And this is another one of those crossroads, because I don't really know what's going to happen. I could make $0 in the next few months, but I thoroughly enjoy doing this online stuff more. And I thoroughly enjoy real estate investing, which I'm so excited to take you guys into. But here's the thing that's slowing me down, is that you need to they discriminate against young people in Ontario and Canada. If you're making a lot of money and you're like under the age of 25, like good luck getting a mortgage. So that was also one of the other reasons I was like, I got to make a lot of money this year so that I can take a small mortgage, or I don't need one, or they have to approve me. So that's yeah, so this is going to be cool. I just thought I'd make this video, clarify everything up, because this question came from Lachlan Ershaw on Twitter, like, hey, you should vlog more. And I've been in this state of flux for a few weeks now, where I didn't know what I wanted to do. Now I do, and I'm going to take you guys through the journey. I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me, and yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. So I think that do you think I made the right decision? I think I did. I'm going to be happier. Probably I'm going to end up making a lot more money too, and it's going to be interesting. So we will see. We will definitely see. So I'd like to thank you guys very much for watching. Sorry about this really random video, but yeah, you're all very beautiful people. I love your faces. I'll see you guys soon.